Reacher Season 3 cast confirms an adversary that dwarfs Alan Ritchson's character. Reacher Season 3 will be based on Lee Child's Persuader, the seventh book in the Jack Reacher series. The show will add Polly, a bodybuilder character whose sheer size is meant to dwarf Reacher himself. Cinema Blend reported that the role of Polly is assumed by Olivia Richters, known as the Dutch Giant. Richters, who has left a formidable impression in films like Black Widow and the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, will bring an extraordinary physicality to the series that can elevate the action to unprecedented heights. The author described Polly in the book. He was a very big guy. I stand 6 feet 5 inches tall, and I have to center myself quite carefully to walk through a standard 30-inch doorway. This guy was at least 6 inches taller than me and probably 10 inches wider across the shoulders. He probably outweighed me by 200 pounds. Maybe by more. Season 3's narrative is set in the rugged coastal backdrop of Maine. The story will thrust Jack Reacher, played by Alan Ritchson, into an undercover operation. This season, Reacher infiltrates the fortress-like home of Zachary Beck, portrayed by Anthony Michael Hall, a mysterious man who is constantly anxious about the safety of his family. Beck's life is a precarious balance, overshadowed by the ominous presence of his employers and safeguarded by a cadre of vigilant bodyguards. Among these bodyguards is Polly. Lee Child's description of Polly paints him as a colossus among men, making the casting of such a role a unique challenge. In the same report by Cinema Blend, Anthony Michael Hall said he drew an interesting comparison between Richters and an iconic film character. Hall likened Richters to the formidable Jaws from The Spy Who Loved Me, noting that the aura of a classic Bond villain pervades Richter's portrayal of Polly. He reminds me of, do you remember when we were kids? The Spy Who Loved Me, the Jaws character that Richard Kiel played? He was a literal giant, like 7'2". That character, Polly, does live in the show, and they have an epic battle. According to Hall, the confrontation between Reacher and Polly is an epic battle that mirrors their larger-than-life personas. I don't want to give it away, but yeah, they definitely meet as they do in the book. You know, Reacher and Polly colliding, there's something Marvel about that, right? They're like two superhero-sized guys, so it's kind of cool. Meanwhile, new set photos of Reacher series show Alan Ritchson already working for the production of Season 3. Fresh from his promotional tour for Guy Ritchie's wartime film The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Ritchson steps back into the shoes of Jack Reacher. This season will see Reacher facing threats and challenges in a more solitary context. Maria Sten is confirmed to reprise her role as Master Sergeant Francis Neagley, reintroducing a familiar face and a sense of continuity that was notably absent in the show's second season. This decision is likely to address previous fan feedback and enrich the narrative with established relationships and deeper character development. In the realm of television adaptations, few characters have made as imposing an entrance as Jack Reacher, the towering ex-military investigator brought to life by Alan Ritchson in Amazon Prime Video's Reacher. Standing at an impressive 6'5", Ritchson's portrayal has embodied the physicality and stoicism that fans of Lee Child's novels have come to expect. However, as the series ventures into its third season, viewers are set to witness a confrontation that not only challenges Reacher's investigative prowess, but also his physical dominance. The introduction of Olivia Richters as the formidable adversary, Polly, marks a pivotal moment in the series, promising a clash of titans that will leave an indelible mark on the narrative. The genesis of a giant. Olivia Richters casting. In May 2024, the announcement of Olivia Richters joining the cast of Reacher Season 3 sent ripples through the fan community. Richters, known in the bodybuilding world as the Dutch Giant, stands at a staggering 7'2" and weighs approximately 342 pounds, making him one of the tallest bodybuilders globally. His transition into acting has been marked by roles that leverage his imposing stature, but his casting as Polly in Reacher signifies a deeper dive into character work. This strategic casting choice not only stays true to Lee Child's depiction of Polly as a hulking enforcer, but also sets the stage for a visually arresting showdown between Reacher and an opponent who physically overshadows him. Polly, more than just muscle. In Lee Child's Persuader, the novel upon which Season 3 is based, Polly is portrayed as more than just a bodyguard. He is a symbol of brute strength and unwavering loyalty to his employer, Zachary Beck. Described as a very big guy who makes Reacher's considerable size seem average, Polly's presence is both intimidating and pivotal to the story's tension. His character challenges Reacher not only physically but also strategically, as Reacher must navigate a world where his usual physical advantages are neutralized. The dynamics of power, Reacher versus Polly, the anticipation surrounding the confrontation between Reacher and Polly is palpable. In the official trailer for Season 3, viewers catch a glimpse of this epic face-off. The trailer showcases Polly's immense size advantage, with Reacher acknowledging, "He's twice my size," to which his colleague Neagley wittily responds, "First time I saw a guy twice your size was on Mount Rushmore." This exchange not only highlights the physical disparity, but also underscores the gravity of the challenge Reacher faces. The choreography of their encounters has been a focal point in production, aiming to deliver a visceral experience that stays true to the source material while providing fresh thrills for the audience. Richters himself has expressed enthusiasm about the role, stating that the effort put into crafting the Reacher versus Polly showdown is astonishing, hinting at a meticulously designed sequence that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Expanding the Rogues Gallery, Zachary Beck and beyond, Polly's introduction is part of a broader expansion of the series' antagonist roster in Season 3. Anthony Michael Hall, renowned for his roles in 1980s classics like The Breakfast Club, takes on the role of Zachary Beck, a businessman entangled in illegal arms smuggling. This casting marks a significant departure from Hall's earlier, more wholesome roles, showcasing his versatility as he embodies a character with a dark and complex persona. Beck's characterization adds layers to the narrative, presenting a villain who is not only involved in nefarious activities, but also employs formidable enforcers like Polly to maintain his grip on power. This dynamic sets up a multifaceted challenge for Reacher, who must dismantle Beck's operations while contending with the physical threat posed by Polly. Thematic resonance, David versus Goliath reimagined. The introduction of Polly serves as a modern reimagining of the classic David versus Goliath trope, albeit with a twist. In this scenario, Reacher, typically the Goliath in his confrontations, finds himself in the role of David, facing an opponent who surpasses him in sheer size and strength. This inversion challenges Reacher to adapt his approach, relying more on strategy, agility, and intellect rather than brute force. This thematic shift not only adds depth to Reacher's character, but also keeps the narrative fresh, preventing predictability in his confrontations. It underscores the notion that true strength encompasses more than physicality. It involves resilience, cunning, and the ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. Fan reception and expectations. The casting announcements and subsequent trailers have generated significant buzz among fans and critics alike. The prospect of seeing Reacher face an adversary who dwarfs him has been met with excitement, with many anticipating some of the most intense action sequences the series has offered to date. Discussions on fan forums and social media platforms reflect a heightened eagerness for the new season, with viewers expressing appreciation for the show's commitment to faithfully adapting key elements from the novels while introducing innovative twists. The inclusion of a character like Polly, who presents a legitimate threat to Reacher, elevates the stakes and promises a season filled with suspense and adrenaline-pumping moments.